Happy Monday, co-creators, and welcome to another edition of Teena Sessions, 365 inspirational quotes with me, your life coach, Teena Jones. How is everyone doing on day number 52? Hope your day was wonderful. Mine was very busy. And if you're new, welcome aboard. Thank you so much for choosing to join me on this journey. You know how much I appreciate my loyal viewers. If you have any questions about any of the sessions, feel free to email me at naturalborncoach@hotmail.com. Well, if you're ready, I'm ready to kick off Monday with a wonderful quote, and it is, sometimes everything is going wrong for the right reasons. We're going to talk about how to come back or bounce back after defeat or after a failure. On the road to success, you can expect some type of defeat. I think that on the journey, no matter if it's going back to school, starting your own business, you're going to have some obstacles and some pitfalls. And some of you just may have the rug pulled from up under you altogether. But on today's Teena Sessions, I want to give you some tips and tools to help you no matter how far you have fallen. Listen, I have fallen very deep before. I have gone from having my radio show to running a company to having nothing, zero, losing it all, and to begin again. And so it's a blessing even in that. And I want to give you all the tools you need so that you know that even though your dreams may be shattered, the new dream could be better than ever. All right? So let me give you 5 different tips, things that you can do if you are experiencing a setback right now. Acceptance is the first thing you have to do. That's where it begins. You have to accept that for right now, my life has fallen apart. For right now, it's not going as planned. For right now, it looks bleak. It looks dark. There's a thing that's called the dark night of the soul. I experienced one in 2012, and it seems like when everything that could go wrong does go wrong. And they call it the dark night of the soul. And it's like you're being challenged to look within and to go to God. It's like when all the outside things fail, you have no choice but to turn within. And so that is part of that experience, and accepting that not all the time does action is a necessary thing. Sometimes you just have to be still. Sometimes you have to just leave it alone. You know, the song, you got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. And this moment, when things are falling apart, and no matter how hard you try, it just keeps, it's like the scenario is going to be the same, failure. That means you need to stop. And you need to accept that right now, in this part of the play called your life, you are not supposed to do anything. I know that may be hard because we are an action-oriented society. But inaction, I've spoken about inaction on Teena Sessions before, is the key when it comes to acceptance. Sometimes you got to go within, all right? And you've got to accept that for now, this is what it is. And for now, this too is a part of the show, a part of the movie. You have highs, you have lows. And so acceptance, not that forever and ever is going to be this way, but for now, this is the way it is. All right? And step 2 is positive thinking. When you're going through something like that, you can't be joyful, happy. That's not what I'm saying. Believe me, I know. When you have experienced losing job, home, car, everything, marriage, all at the same time, it's kind of hard to be in a state of joy. But positive thinking can say, this too shall pass. That's positive. That's letting you know, that's reminding you that it looks dark right now, but I'm not going to be here long. And then you need to start reading inspiring stories. That's what I did. I would read people who have been through insurmountable challenges and circumstances and how they triumphed, how they kept their sanity, how they made it through. And during these times, that's what I encourage you to do. Google, read some stories about how people, they may be in a good position now, but before, maybe a year, 10 years ago, they were sleeping in their car. There are plenty stories about that. Tyler Perry is one of them, the director of Medea. And, he lived in his car for a lot of years in Atlanta. A lot of people don't know that. Oftentimes we see people and all the glitter and gold, but we don't see all the stuff they go through, you know. And so this is part of the stuff you got to go through. In order to get to where you want to be, you got to go through it, you know. You got to go through it. That's what I tell my son all the time. He's a musician. And I tell him, I said, son, you got to pay your dues. It's not going to always be, people applauding you and saying, great. It's going to be some times where you're not going to get that, but that's okay too. That's part of the play. That's part of the novel. That's part of the journey, if you will. So positive thinking means, in this case, just, encouraging yourself to know that I will get through this, and sometimes it's taking one day at a time. You can't think too far ahead when you're going through a challenge like this. You can't think too far ahead. Just one day at a time. Today I smile. Today, I had a smile on my face. Something made me laugh. And so number 3, strong sense of purpose. I always say that whenever you experience a setback, it's really good to remind yourself of why you started the journey. There's a process that's called the hero's journey. And it's a mythical story that was written, and I can't think of the guy's name that actually came up with this myth about the hero's journey and how you start off on your journey. You start off with a mission of what you want to accomplish. And when you are experiencing a dark night of the soul, it's very important that you remind yourself why I took this journey. Why did I begin on this journey to begin with? Why did I start? And that kind of helps remind you. I used to work at this university years ago in the admissions department. And it was mostly, I worked with students that had lives. They were grown, married, with children, but they were coming back to school. And at the end of my admissions interview, I asked them this question. I said, what is the one thing that I need to remind you of when you want to quit? When you come to my office, let's say 5 months down the line, 6 months down the line, I would have an index card. And I said, what is the one thing you want me to remind you of why you began this journey? And some of them will say, I'm the first one who ever finished college in my family, or I'm doing it for my daughter, or I got my GED and now I'm going to get my bachelor's. I want a better job. I want more money. I want to whatever, So that's a question I ask you, when the going gets tough, and on the journey it will, what should I remind you of? And write yourself a note in one of the journals. Write yourself the reason why you started this journey, and that'll help you get through the tough times. All right? And then the next one is have an inner sense of self. It's very important that you know who you are, because when you're going through things like that, a lot of different opinions may come at you. So you've got to feel confident and grounded and rooted in who you are and why you started this journey. So when you know that, and when it looks bad and people start having, unsolicited opinions about what you're going through, you can stand in your truth, and not waver and not, start compromising who you are so that you can soothe other people's insecurities. It's very important that you find out and know who you are and stand in that, because you're going to be challenged on that when the going gets tough. And you have onlookers and observers and people in your family or friends watching you. I won't say they're waiting for you to fail, but they're watching you. Okay? And so it's good to know, I know my journey. I know who I am. And I didn't say I'm going to go from roses to roses to roses. There's going to be some valleys that I fall, but I'm going to get back up again. All right? And finally, get support. If it's online, if you need to reach out to someone that has gone through what you are going through and that has triumphed. Not all your family and friends will be unsupportive. There are many that will be supportive. And I've always said that you can't, whenever I hear someone says, I'm self-made, I know that's untrue. You never make it to success or at the top alone. You may have the title, your name may be on the business card or on the marquee, but there was someone that helped you along the way. There was someone that gave you a break. If you're a single mother and you're going back to school, there was someone that kept your kids when your mother couldn't keep them or your sister couldn't keep them. But that other third fallback person, there were people that helped you on this journey to help you get to where you are, that gave you breaks along the way. And so never think that you are doing this alone. It takes a village. And God sends people to us in every shape, form, or fashion. God sends so many wonderful people to me while I was going through a deep valley experience. So many of them, from, oh my God, so from all walks of life. And I'm always grateful for them. And they know that because I tell them that, how much I appreciate each and every one of them, because you don't make it alone. No matter what your ego says, you don't make it alone. There are people along the way that help you. So get the support, open up, don't allow your ego to get in the way. Say, I don't need any support. That's not true. Oprah has had support. People open doors for Oprah. She's mentioned it. She said it so many times. She wouldn't be where she is had it not been for, her teacher that encouraged her, go ahead and drop out of school and go get that job at ABC because that's what you're going to school for. And that person opened that door for her to get that job. And so on and so forth. There's so many people that's also helping you. So be open to getting support. Lean on people. You can't just, this world, you are not an island. We need other people. We all need somebody to lean on, like the song says. So somebody's going to lean on you one day, and you're going to need someone else to lean on. All right? So I hope you enjoyed Teena's sessions today. Oh my goodness, I enjoyed giving it to you for sure. And let me give you the affirmation before we get started with the guided meditation of the day. And I've said it once already. Today's affirmation is, this too shall pass. No matter what you're going through, it's not here to stay. It's here to pass. All right? All right. So let's go ahead and get started. Whatever you need to do while I get the music together to prepare for your guided meditation, go ahead and close your eyes if you're ready. And we're going to start on the guided meditation of the day. With your eyes closed, take a nice deep breath all the way in. Exhale, release, and let go. Again, take a nice deep breath. Exhale, release, and let go. Thank you, God, for this wonderful Monday. I'm so happy and delighted with the lives I touched today. Thank you for helping me on this journey. Thank you, God, for keeping a smile on my face despite the appearances of my life. Thank you that I feel so good. Thank you for the joy in my heart. Thank you for my peace of mind. Thank you for here and now. Everything is working out for me. Everything is moving in the right direction. As I release and allow, I know my good comes to me in due time. And so with that, I'm learning to relax. I'm learning to go with the flow. I'm learning to let go and let God take over. And so it is. Good night. Thank you all.